I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a to me now, so.
Well, we're getting word that Shannon Sharpe has settled his $50 million lawsuit with the young lady that came up earlier this year in April. He definitely gave her a bag. Whatever he needed to do it's an undisclosed sum of money that has been settled for this. And right now, it's being read that they both were in a tumultuous consensual relationship. That wasn't what we were hearing before. We were hearing some claims of some other stuff, but Shannon wanted to pay earlier just to make it go away. I think because he had contract negotiations of his own going on, and he wanted to get this out of the way as quickly as possible. But it's looking like now that they've come to terms and they have settled. It says the $50 million SA lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe has been settled and will be dismissed with prejudice. Attorney behind the case acknowledged their long-term consensual relationship. It says Jane Doe versus Shannon Sharpe. We all know who Jane Doe is now. On April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm, because this is Tony Busby once again. Tony Busby, ladies and gentlemen. He's in all of these cases for some reason. Now, he's the guy who's getting all of this, so he got a settlement in this one. The Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge the long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship after a protracted and respectful negotiations. I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Gavel bangs. This is another thing I'm wondering. Is this going to allow Shannon to come back to ESPN, his hosting job on First Take? Like this, say what you want about this case, if it was a money grab or not, it really did put a pause on what Shannon had going on and really kind of probably stopped a couple bags that he had coming his way with sponsorships. But I mean, when the case is being dismissed with prejudice, means they can't bring this case again. So whatever they received in this settlement was enough to make the young lady go on her merry way and be happy that that's all that happened. Man, it's crazy right now. It's crazy right now because if you are a man in a certain tax bracket, you are a target. And yeah, she might allow you to do some very freaky things to her. She might allow you to hang 10 in her ass. But just know that if you have anything to lose, there's a potential that it can be taken away from you. And Shannon Sharpe learned this lesson very clearly, as we can see. Very publicly, you know. It also shows you how phony people are, because people were so quick to kind of throw him under the bus, say that he's done, he needs to be in jail. The same thing they did with Diddy, the same thing they did with everybody else, the same thing they've done with every other black millionaire that's been accused of something in this same way. The accusation in itself in this modern media landscape is enough to ruin your career. Could you imagine if he was not in a financial position to fight this case? Could you imagine if you couldn't hire the best lawyers to fight an obvious ambulance chaser like Tony Busby? Tony Busby not only had Shannon Sharpe, a client against Shannon Sharpe, he had the client against Diddy and Jay-Z. Of course, the case was thrown out. Then he's got another case coming up with another client, with another public figure. Obviously, this is the way he makes his money. Obviously, it's very unethical, but it is moments like this when he gets these huge settlements, he's taking a percentage of it. You know, and depending on how wealthy the client is or not, he can probably take a huge chunk of this settlement, you know, by taking the case on contingency, which is what I'm assuming he does. That's how he's getting all of these clients that are going off after these very wealthy men, you know. Yeah, it looks like there's no information of how much was paid. It's an undisclosed amount, of course. maybe eventually it'll come out. Maybe Shannon will actually say, you know, one day slip up on one of his many platforms and say how much he settled for. But he's paying for the privilege of having this go away. And I can't say I blame him at all. I can't say I blame him at all, because this was definitely a hindrance to Shay Shay Enterprises, the business that he was doing as Shannon Sharpe. It was really stopped. Like, you know, like after that Cat Williams interview, you could have said Shannon Sharpe was at the highest peak of his media career. And not only a year and some change later, he is embroiled in an SA lawsuit against an ex-girlfriend. Can you imagine? So now, not only do you have to watch out for your ex-girlfriends that you meet at the gym who just might be younger than you, because don't let us forget how all the people on the internet dragged him for dating a younger woman. Ooh, he's old. He shouldn't be able to date a younger woman. You don't say anything about Hugh Hefner or whoever else did that in the history. You just go down the line. Everybody in Hollywood had younger women, right? But now you also got to watch that you can't fly your girlfriends and or their sexual companions. You can't fly them across state lines. You can't even send out a ticket for a girl to come here. This is what I'm saying, fellas. We got to be vigilant here as we become more successful in this. As we start amassing more wealth,
Hold up, wait a minute.
If you're looking for a business loan, an SBA loan is one of your best options. Why is that? To start,
we have to make better choices than what Shannon did here. You know, we've seen that in generations prior, there was sort of an apparatus that kind of swept a lot of this stuff under the rug, so it never reached the headlines. But now we've got the internet. The internet is here to stay. And as soon as something leaks, it goes like a wildfire. And your whole your career that you built for years and years is in jeopardy. So that's something we need to be cognizant of, because now we see what can happen. We see what can happen. We see it happen multiple times. How many times do we have to see this before we realize that there is a problem here? So that means being careful. All of a sudden, the more strict rules that some public figures have used, like Keanu Reeves, when he takes a picture, he puts his hand behind his back and he makes sure his hands are in the shot, so it's not any question that, oh, you touched me in a certain place during the time we took this picture, right? Meanwhile, Chris Brown is doing the exact opposite. But you know, Chris Brown got his own thing going. Now they're paying him for the privilege of doing those, whatever he's doing. You know what I mean? But the case is closed. Oh, and you know, it's all interesting because the news yesterday was they were supposed to meet up in court, and Tony Busby and his client were a no-show. Well, apparently there was a reschedule appointment. There was a rescheduled time to meet, and they were not able to be there for the actual hearing. So, you know, you would think that would be a strategy for Shannon Sharpe's lawyers to get the whole thing thrown out, because Tony Busby and his client weren't there, but somehow they prolonged it and they brought it on to this day. I wonder if that makes an impact on the amount that they were able to settle for. Because if there was a possibility that this thing could have got thrown out entirely, I would have been like, hey, well, the lowest amount possible we're going to settle for now. Because I bet you they could have walked that course if possible when they did that no-show. Because that sounds like a strategy, you know what I mean? Like, of course, you got to pay attention to the schedule, I guess, if you're Tony Busby and your team, but you might want to encourage them not to show up on the day if you're Shannon Sharpe's team, right? So you're in a better negotiation position, right? So yeah, Shannon Sharpe and his 20-year-old girlfriend have come to terms and settled. Yeah, and I'm sorry for anybody who thinks that. And I'm sorry for anybody that thinks that what she did was innocent and that she just happened to be in this relationship with this older black man, and he victimized her. But it was very clear the manipulation that was happening when she started recording those phone conversations. The phone conversations were meant for this very reason. She was building up something. Now, this is all alleged, obviously, but she was building up a case against Shannon Sharpe. And unfortunately, he succumbed to that pressure and that case. That's a very calculated move there.
Premeditated.
I hope we all are taking notes. I'm telling you. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Falsat Media.
With Liberty Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save hundreds. But you look away, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome back to
Pebble poops, stuff poop, loose poop, neat regular poops. Seeds DS-01 is clinically proven to promote regularity and reduce bloating in as little as 2.
I'm traditional, but in the most non-traditional ways. I want to get married, but I do not want a wedding. I feel like the vows between the husband and wife are so intimate and vulnerable, and that should be shared between husband and wife. That is not to put, on a show for our friends and family. I basically feel like my love is not a show. And the thought of paying thousands of dollars to entertain our friends and family with our love is nauseating to me. Now, I understand them wanting to see us get married. Cool. Let's sell tickets to our wedding and let the guests fund the wedding. But if it's up to me spending $20,000+ and one day, let's put a down payment on a large property. Let's invest or something to where we can get, a return on our investment. I just see wedding day as throwing thousands of dollars down the drain for a few hours. And in the 10 years that I've been doing hair, every woman who's had a wedding, they always say, if I could do it over again, I would not have a wedding. I would just go elope and, have something super small or something cheap, but they all regret spending so much for one day.
Here are the reasons why I don't want a wedding. These are all my opinion. Just my opinion. Doesn't have to be your opinion. I know people are going to come for me on this first one, but I genuinely feel like I would be so embarrassed to be walking down the aisle with everybody looking at me like that's just not, it's not me, and I would be very uncomfortable with that. In my mind, it's an expense. This is too, by the way. It's an expense that makes absolutely zero sense. I don't see why you would spend that much money on an event that's for other people. Maybe I'm selfish, but I don't want to do that. It sounds like the worst day of my life, to be honest, and I would never spend that much money on the worst day of my life. I feel like this is going down the wrong path. People are going to be pissed. I absolutely love, adore my fiance. I want to be with him for the rest of my entire life. He's the best person I know. But I don't need to share every detail of our relationship with other people. Again, this is my opinion. That's it. I just don't need to share it with other people.
Facts.
Lastly, I'm a person that gets very overwhelmed very easily. I really don't like to plan stuff like this if it's for me. It feels sort of uncomfortable again. And obviously you can tell I have my own individual problems. It doesn't interest me at all. And again, I really feel like this would be more of a stressful situation for me than anything else. And so I'd rather not tie stress into the beginning of our lifelong commitment. Not to say that weddings aren't great for other people. I think especially if you have really close relationships with all of your family and extended family, this would be an amazing way to bring everybody together. So I love that for everybody else. That's not my world. That's just not what my world looks like. So all of those reasons, plus that, I'm out on weddings.
Man, listen. What if all women were like this? These weddings, these shows that they have going on, women love a fairy tale. They love the pageantry. They like to be shown that it's their day. This is my day. Be beautiful, so on and so forth. Right? The pageantry is just ridiculous. And I used to ask this question many years ago. Would would you rather have the 20K? And it's funny that she said 20K because I used to ask that question. I used to say that same amount. Would you rather have 20,000 to put towards a property, or would you rather have 20,000 put towards your wedding? Almost all women said they would rather have the 20K to go towards the wedding. Because the women they're just vain like that. Women are very vain. They don't care about anything else other than that wedding, that accomplishment. The marriage, the hell with the marriage. You know what I'm saying? Spend this money on me so I can show off even for people that don't even like me.
Facts.
And that's what a lot of people do that are vain. They want to do things to impress people that don't even like them. And the men, they're even crazy to spend that type of money, because a lot of times dudes just do it for the women. They're not into that.
That's it.
That. And especially a lot of these folks, they don't even last that long. It's based upon a wedding and how much a ring costs. If that's what a marriage is about, I'm good on that. I'm good on that, baby. And if a woman says she won't marry you unless she has a wedding for X amount of ring, and that's not a woman for you, that's a red flag off top. But a lot of you guys are like, yeah. And I'm glad we had both a white woman and a black woman to talk about this right here. And it's funny, the first lady, she said that she was a hairdresser. She said almost all of them regretted it. And I did look at it now. Because I think a woman, for a chance to have a wedding, she will marry a dude that she's not into. Most women, a lot of times, they marry. There was a survey going around that most women settle for the dudes they marry. Almost all of them. They don't want to really marry these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a funny thing that goes on. But we got another clip, and this seems to be an unpopular opinion, but we got another clip where a lot of women are coming across like this. So let's get into it.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I'm going to share it. This is the main reason why I will not be having a wedding. And no, it's not because of the cost, although that is a big reason. So my fiance and I got engaged like 2 weeks ago. We've been together for 8 years, since we were like 17 years old. And we've discussed all these things and have made our decision to not have a wedding. And one of the biggest reasons for me is because I am a very anxious person. I simply cannot imagine standing up there on the altar and having the most intimate moment of my life with my partner while all these eyes are on us, watching us. That is the most uncomfortable, anxiety-provoking thought to me. Like, that actually makes me ill to think about. I'm not even like being dramatic. I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but any time that I have attended a wedding, when it comes to the part to like exchange vows and kiss, to me, it feels like when you're watching a movie with your parents and a sex scene comes on. Like, it feels so uncomfortable you want to look away. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be there. There has to be somebody else that feels that way. But I just personally feel like that would take away from my moment so much. I wouldn't even be able to feel comfortable or enjoy it because I just know I would be so in my head and just feel very uncomfortable. I just want that moment to be between me and my partner. We'll have our elopement and then we'll come home and we'll have a party afterwards with friends and family. And I think another big reason for this is because my parents are divorced. I have been hyper independent from a very young age. I love my parents and I love my family, but
without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. No matter your industry, Grainger's here for you with professional grade supplies. Call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I just had to stop before we get into the rest of the clip. That's what the previous lady said. You get anxiety and you're doing this, you're putting on a show in front of all these people. These vows, you have a preacher or someone who's ordained or whatever have you to perform these ceremonies, and you're doing these vows in front of this person for everybody else to watch, and it's kind of like, for some of you it's the happiest day of your life, but at the cost of it, I mean, come on. But I feel like it's sensible to have something that's modest, something that can be discreet. You elope, and hey, by the way, we're celebrating this afterwards. Let's have a little small, intimate reception and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So let's finish up and see what she has to say.
That's close to them. And this is just how I feel. Like, it's nothing personal against them. It's just a matter of how my partner and I feel comfortable spending our day together. The most intimate time of our lives. I also don't want to deal with the stress and anxiety anxiety of who's invited, who's not invited, the drama between my parents and my dad's crazy girlfriend, and just all the planning in general. Like that's like the worst thing I can do for my mental health is take on that load of planning a wedding. And no, I'm not paying a few grand to hire somebody to do that for me. My fiance and I want to buy a house, so that's my priority over having some big extravagant wedding. In today's world, you just simply can't afford that unless you have parents that are just throwing money at you, which in my case is not the reality. So it would be coming out of my pocket, and I would prefer not to go into debt. And like I said, my priority is to have a house with my fiance, because we both still live with our parents right now. And I totally understand why people who have big families or are very close with their families want a wedding and love that big celebration. But in my case, I just don't want it. It doesn't make sense, and it's just the reality right now. And I don't think there's a and I'm so tired of like the pressure around getting married and having a wedding. At the Christmas family parties, people are already asking like when our wedding date is gonna be. I'm sorry? Like holy, calm down. Wedding culture is weird and it's up, and I won't be taking part of it. Thank you.
Now, automatically, I know you guys are probably going to be like, well, that's why she said it, because she lives with her parents and he lives with his parents. And obviously, these guys can't afford a wedding, right? I mean, that could be true too, but at the same time, living with your parents is not so much a bad thing if you're saving up for times like this, right? And she may have understanding, she may have known him for a while. So it's a different dynamic. But guys, let me know what you think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings in abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at.
So have y'all seen the latest trend? Apparently there's a whole herd of chicks on the internet talking about Nelly claimed he ain't gonna change no diapers. If I was Ashanti, I wouldn't put up with. Let me stop you right there. Number one, you ain't Ashanti, and you ain't never gonna be Ashanti. She's living a lifestyle of fame and fortune. Don't want for nothing. Meanwhile, y'all on the internet crashing out because dudes won't take you to Ruth Chris and get your nails done. Secondly, Nelly is worth $75 million. And your baby daddy is the night manager at Burger King. So stop playing yourself talking about what you wouldn't put up with in situations you ain't never gonna be in. So if y'all seen the latest trend, apparently there's a whole herd of chicks on the internet talking about Nelly claimed he ain't gonna change no diaper.
Come home from work, I'm thinking
What real niggas who in the
I ain't finna break or fix the brakes, you hear?
The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script. And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when you realise freedom was never going to be handed to you. You have to build it. Ownership is the only way out. No boss, no begging, no clocking. You move different when you know the system was never designed to serve you. It was designed to use you. Break the script or stay stuck in it. Here's what happens.
My tea's gone.
how is nobody talking about what this random actor went from looking like this?
Into the silence.
Everything this is wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million.
These are the 5 places I put my money in 2025 once I got my major. My name's Steve. I'm a former public school teacher turned millionaire now.
PUBG, it's your man, y'all already know what it is. We got some party on deck, 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
An actual beef between Shaq and Robert Griffin III. I didn't know that
guy was until the story came out. But anyway, Roger Griffin III is a former NFL quarterback and now a sports media personality. It all started after Shaq made an appearance on a podcast called Off the Record, and he had said to we're going to call him RG3, the other guy. He said,
Speaking man, RG3, tweeting another monkey post about my girl Andy Reese and punching him in the face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't need to do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Andy Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. You can stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. I hate you now. You're messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. Like, I don't mind you doing your job saying you want, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm gonna punch you in the face. But again, all these athletes, if you remember for your podcast and not for what you did as a person that plays sports, you ain't shit.
Shaq told him, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese, and I'm gonna be touching your effing face. Followed by, it's enough. I usually don't do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro.
Stop it. Get some help.
Anyway, the two pro players have been going at it since RG3, even though he denounced the racist photo of Reese on X. RG3 did repost it, which Shaq got upset about, which gave it more attention on a bigger platform, and Shaq didn't like that.
I don't like that shit.
But Griffin also added fuel by reiterating one of his previous statements, adding to it, saying that Reese, this is his words, Griffin, he said that Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and he added that people in Reese's inner circle actually called him, allegedly, and told him that he was right.
Angel hates Caitlin Clark situation.
I'm tired. The narrative is tired. My biggest question, though, for RG3 is, like, why do you keep Angel's name in your mouth? I don't know if he's obsessed with her. I only saw that image when he posted it. I didn't see it anywhere else. And then to say that somebody in the Angel Circle called him and told him that she hates Caitlin, it's bull. It just is. And at some point, like, as a grown man, like, go find something else to do. Instead of sitting here trying to pit Angel against Caitlin, I think both of them have actually said they don't hate each other. But I will also say, if they don't like each other, that's okay. A lot of people I don't like.
Me too. There's a lot of people I hate too.
It's okay if they don't like each other. I think there are a lot of NBA guys that don't like each other, but it's not blown out of proportion like this is.
So
who told who?
That guy RG3 had said on that post that he got proof that her people in her inner circle actually called Reese's people that he spoke to, told him that they agreed, that they basically said that yes, it is true, allegedly, that Reese hates Caitlin Clark. So he actually put that again on that along with the post, right, when he
I know a little bit about this story, so I'm gonna speak on it.
Okay.
You know anything about this, Craig? I don't know nothing about it.
Well, anyway, so now they're going at it because he's upset. He told him just stop talking all this crap about her. So anyway, go ahead.
So, you know what I'm saying? RG3 has always been the black man who wants to be accepted in the Caucasian community.
White people get in your blood, man, that'll make you crazy.
That's just a fact. And your brothers and sisters who know you want to be accepted in the Caucasian community, they don't really like that. So when you, RG3, put up a picture with the girl and the monkey head on there, we feel like your wife got you to do that because your wife is Caucasian. What? You're trying to impress that side of your family.
Damn right.
That's what black people don't like. That's why a Shaq is ready to punch you in the face. That's why Ryan Clark talk crazy about you and your family, because we know you're trying to please your Caucasian family above all.
Oh, how much you love white folks? Best thing the good Lord ever did for the planet Earth.
That's the problem. Shaq don't go around and talk about, I'll punch you in the face tomorrow. He play with Barkley like that, even though he probably will punch Barkley in the face. But yo, people in sports know what you're doing, RG3. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Stop avoiding the elephant in the room. I got a white wife, and her family likes that I put a monkey head on the black girl. But let's not act like Angel Reese isn't a hater.
Yeah.
Let's not act like she's an innocent victim. She kicks up dust.
Now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Lieber, where's the golf cart? There it is. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
No matter what you need, we print all the signs that you can put here, so you stand out, even when they're way back here. Because at Vistaprint, if you need it, we print it. Get 20% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
And makes herself lose respectability by things she do, things she wears, and everything. So let's not act like Angel Reese is an angel.
I knew he was
I'm
gonna say it.
tell all the sisters in the WNBA this.
They been hating like a mother.
That bitch be giving y'all the business.
She 18 and 10 on you, ho.
That bitch be
Y'all
giving it to y'all.
18 and 10.
Stop acting like this bitch ain't giving it to y'all. You lucky the bitch ain't cute. You lucky that bitch ain't cute. She got the Bird of Sesame Street face.
Yeah.
This bitch look like Remo Williams. I'm talking about, what's her name? Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
Y'all lucky that bitch ain't cute. Because if she was cute, she'd be a mega star. Right. Folks be really trying to get in that bitch. She a tripped out little bitch. But, come on, man. Angel Reese be kicking up dust. She be kicking up dust. But RG3, stop avoiding what's really happening, man. You trying to impress the Caucasian side of the family, and moms know it.
And the moms be mad at her. She don't even pussy.
Who that?
The NBA players, they be going hard.
Oh, they got RG3 wife up there. He gonna come see them.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
RG3, you look like a real right there. What's that actor from Heat of the Night?
That shit look crazy, nigga. It's like Jackie Robinson and Marilyn Monroe.
This one on the Satchel Paige side of the game.
Cannot.
Up here with Dolly Parton. I'm living girl.
I cannot with you.
Back and just walk hell about me. Yeah, man. RG3, come on, man. You can't. We know what you're doing, man. And they gonna go at you, man. Cause I don't like it. Putting the monkey head.
Repost it and then double it up by saying that about her, even though everybody said that's her.
I'm hip to you, Shaq. I'm hip. Like, right now they saying he's the hero. Oh, he protected the black queen. He came up. Listen, I'm going to get back to that. But this is what's going on. Shaq calls out RG3 after making a sensitive post about Angel Reese. I'm going to punch you in your face. Niggas know more with this than the third. Y'all know what's going on. RG3 and Angel Reese was doing that already behind him saying that he got word from Buck Campbell, people that be around that she personally came to talk, right? So he puts that out there, him and Angel Reese was going at it. Then on top of that, right, she just had got the cover to the 2K26, right? Somebody makes a racist switch and put a chimpanzee on the cover. And it was just a nobody knew, but RG3 got a hold of it, posted it, but he was defending her saying like, yo, I might not personally like her game or whatever, but we're not doing the racist shit. We are not in class or monkey or whatever. But I guess people took it as he was like slightly like trying to steal dope jabs, and why would you post that when nobody posted that to make it go right? Like whatever people was feeling, well, he actually was defending him, right? It didn't go well, he still go backlash. So now here comes Shaq. Yo, I'm gonna punch you in your face, but my thing with Shaq is, how you go from mentor? This young girl's 23, you 53, you came into our life as a mentor. But y'all remember this when you went borderline creepy? What was your first impression?
I thought you were beautiful, of course. You actually got nice moves.
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. After you were inside the shirt you had on, I don't know that back in. You know how many t-shirts you was saying that you tripping?
Oh my God.
Inside the shirt you had on.
Okay, alright. You hear like, yo, how as you mentoring this young girl, you talking about her cheeks. You understand? She's letting you know she's feeling weirded out. And she's trying to stop you, like, whoa, like, alright. And you just like kept going. You know what I'm saying? So how do you go from mentor to borderline creepy to now be back as a protector? To like you was trying to slide, and this is the, yo, I got you, still got my chest out for you, and you still trying to slide. But she seen you as a mentor and probably don't no more because she felt creepy. You doing that weird shit, and now you coming at him when he actually stood up for her. You know what I mean? Apologized and all that shit. Look weird to me. Maybe I could be bugging or whatever it is, but that's how I see it.
Stop it. Just let it go.
I think you better let it go.
On the home front side of the game, you out of pocket for putting that monkey head on there.
There you go.
Alright, now I have to reevaluate my opinion on this subject. Shaq threatening RG3 talking about punching him out. And the reason why I reevaluate my opinion is because I did a little bit more research. Now, it said allegedly that RG3 didn't put the picture up. Somebody else put it up. And he actually apologized for the picture that got put out. But he didn't have nothing to do with it. So he did have an opinion about her and this lady taking the car a basketball player or whatever. And I have my opinion on that there. But if we get this out of the way, Shaq, now, me as a man, I don't advise somebody to go to the rest. You can't go around, everybody, they protecting their weapons and all that stuff, protect themselves. Now with me, if I feel harmed or whatnot, then I'm going to protect myself by any means necessary. So if I got to pick up a weapon or whatever, then you know what I'm saying, that's going to be the way it is. Can't nobody control the tongue. Can't nobody tell me I better not say this or I better not say don't do something to me. You know, that's a threat. And I'm in my right to protect myself and my family if necessary. So, you know, with Shaq coming with all these threats and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's allegedly said that, you know, he liked Angel Reese. So maybe that's why he's trying to protect her or, you know what I'm saying, stand up for her or whatnot. Because he didn't have that same energy when everybody was on Kyrie. He jumped on that bandwagon like, you need to do what they tell you to do. So you know what I'm saying? With him doing all that, you know, oh, dude, you basically going against your people or whatnot. You know, I really don't know nothing about this dude, RG3. All I know is that he's married to a Caucasian or whatnot. And y'all already know how I feel about that. I feel like our race should be with their own race. And with Angel Reese, you know, the only problem I got with her is the way she dressed. She dressed whores. I don't like none of our sisters or whatnot, you know, dressing whores.
Do I smell a whore?
You putting a label on you. You know why can't our women dress modest? Dress like a lady, not a whore. If a woman wear whore attire, then what you gonna look at her as? So that's my only problem with her. I really don't, you know, get off into the back and forth with the athletes because they do it all the time, competing with each other, being competitive. So I don't get off into that. You know, these men, they should get off into it. You know, if RG3, you know, him being a commentator or whatever, that's his job. But if he had anything to do with this picture with the monkey, you know, representing Angel Reese, then he did it wrong as hell, and he need check, not hands put on him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he need a wake up call for them. But that's another story for another day. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. Do y'all think Shaq was wrong by threatening this man, talking about punching him in his face? Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. It's your man, y'all. You know what it is? That video, get about it here.
You're looking for a business loan. An SBA loan is one of your options. Why is that? To start with, the Small Business Administration, or SBA, partially backs
What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hub Radio Show, and as always, I got my podcast partner up, and it's the Wicked, aka Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's take off, man, because I'm mad today.
I mean, but you just hopped out the Cadillac, though.
Yeah, I don't need to talk. No, I'm just mad.
You ain't
today.
even gonna celebrate because now you mad. You just
I'm
mad.
not, yeah.
Just think you're mad with everything with the system.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, man. Let's get into it.
Okay, well, now I ain't gonna play with you. We gonna go straight into the news and trending topics. You know, Teddy Bridgewater says he is suspended from high school coaching for giving benefits to players. Now, basically, you know, the former NFL quarterback Teddy Bridgewater said he was suspended from coaching for his former high school team in Miami because he provided players with financial benefits that he says he reported to the school. You know, basically, you know, Teddy's just basically trying to do good in the school, and he was giving folks meals and Uber rides, trying to make sure that underprivileged kids could have coverage out here in these streets to go back and forth to football practice so that they could make it to the NFL like he did.
Right.
However, you know, he looked up and found himself getting suspended for doing all of that.
Right, and I can't wait to get in here. My thing is this beehive, so I want to make sure I get this straight. If we defund schools, then you can be whatever you want in this world. You can be one of the biggest government officials there is in the world. You can lead the world if you defund schools. But now if you try to help the kids in school, get them rides home, you know, pay for books and computers and laptops, then you get suspended. I just want to make sure I'm hearing everything correctly.
Yeah.
So we have a guy that comes back to his school that he played at, and he wants to see the kids be great. He went out to the NFL, he made, you know, lots of money. I'm sure there was people that helped him.
Yeah.
And now he wants to, you know, reciprocate that. Another thing I want to get straight. You can go to college and do an NIL deal.
Yep.
Make millions of dollars. We just lost quarterback last year from Georgia that went to Miami and making $10 million a year and garbage.
Yep.
Okay? That's all fine. But if Teddy takes some broke inner city kids and say, hey, you ain't gotta walk home. Y'all all pile up in a Uber and make sure I can make sure everybody gets there safe.
Yeah.
So that I can see tomorrow, because we know how the streets are, the violence and the gang violence. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on the corner that are trying to recruit the little kids in the gang. So that you don't have to, so that you can bypass that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you get back and forth to school. I'm gonna make sure you got holes in your shoes. I'm gonna make sure that, you know, our schools have computers that, you know, the suburban schools have. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have a fighting chance out here. That's frowned upon. That's what you're telling me. As a teacher, I know you should be outraged. That's frowned upon. But now if I can run on an election saying I'm gonna defund schools and become anything I want in the world.
You know what, for him to go back to that school and try to save some lives the way that school helped save his life, that was admirable, and nobody needs to be getting in the way of somebody that's coming back to do community service, okay? He doesn't have to coach. He doesn't need to coach. That's something that he chose to do to give back to his community that he came from. If anything, we need to be trying ways to support them even more so that he can get more Uber so the kids can get back and forth to practice and get more food and more treatment for the students. I just hate to see, you know, when somebody's working hard to try to help the community, they still wind up causing so much scrutiny. In Atlanta, Beyonce just came down here and shut down the Benz Stadium for 4 nights in a row. However, there were some YNs that managed to break into her car and steal all of her stuff and, you know, run off on the plug.
Correct.
I say that to say...
They stole the music.
They stole the music.
Right.
I say that to say Teddy Bridgewater is preventing young men from going out there and doing that kind of behavior.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So why are you supporting somebody that's trying to keep somebody from going down the wrong path? I don't understand how you can be empowering people to still out here catching hell.
You know, what I really want to say, I can't really say behind, but this story right here, I don't know how much national attention it's going to get, but it's crazy. I want to shout out, you know, like Quincy Carter, you know, who played at Georgia. Went to Dallas Cowboys. Everybody know he went down the wrong path. He had a, you know, and people know his story. If you don't, you can go look it up. But now he has redeemed himself.
That's right.
He is a football coach. Now I think it's a Heritage. Don't quote me. But he's doing the same thing now. I would say that I hope that, you know, somebody like Quincy would look at this right here and say, well, you know what? You know, when kids have to walk past the ghetto to go home now, or they don't have cleats, or you know, they don't have computers for school. I hope it wouldn't deter him to say, you know what? I would buy you a pair of shoes, you know, young man, or I would get you that laptop, man. But you know, I don't want to end up like Teddy. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm talking about. And all the other coaches like him, like you know what I'm saying, like Quincy and like Teddy. I hope it's a ripple effect. Hey man, you know, I wonder, you know what I'm saying, pay for an Uber, man, so that you don't have to, you know, walk past the drug dealers and the prostitutes and needles on the ground and things trying to recruit you in gangs and stuff. But you know what? I might lose my job. It's frowned upon if I try to help you, you know what I'm saying, and give you a fighting chance out here. That's what I'm pissed off about right now. You know, so I'm gonna leave it at that so that I don't offend nobody or get myself, you know what I'm saying, into any trouble. But this is definitely, you know, this is definitely some BS.
How did you feel when they blamed the YNs for breaking into Beyonce and them car?
I mean, this goes back to what we're talking about. If we had more Teddy Bridgewaters and Quincy Carters and Deion Sanders and Beehives, you know what I'm saying? You teach. You know what I'm saying? I'm Beverly Barber. My mother teaches. My mother's a teacher of young kids.
Come on.
If we have more of y'all and all the other people out there that are educators or educators not in the school system but at home, that'll pull a kid from down the street and say, yeah, even though I have my own kids in the house, they have nice shoes. They have a ride to school. But a little so-and-so down the street, you know, he's with a single mother or a single struggling father or you know, or living with his grandmama or something. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, come over here. You can ride with us. You know, taking the kids to go get some school shoes. You know what I'm saying? Get in the car. You want to get. That's what we got to get back to. You understand what I'm saying? And it seems like there's an entity trying to keep us from that. Just doing good in the hood, doing right. You know, so I don't get it. You know, I'll let the people. I don't want to get, you know, get riled up. Too riled up. So I'm gonna let the people get riled up in the comments behind, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna sit there.
Yeah, now I agree with you. I mean, you pretty much spoke my mind as well, man. At the end of the day, the youth need us, and they need the help, and every little bit of help that you can get, all hands on deck are required to change this, you know, thing around. So y'all hit the comments, man. Send some love to support the Teddy Bridgewater out there. Tell him to keep on doing good in the hood, because you know he said that he'll still coach from the sidelines if he has to.
I know that's right.
He said, I don't care. I will make sure that these kids get some support. If I gotta coach from the sideline.
And I'm gonna tell you one other thing before you end it off. The reason this is a problem, this ain't a problem to common folks. This is a problem to, you know, the other side that feels like, well, if he can help them right there, he might get one of our recruits, or he might get one of our players. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, so we want to keep the power structure clear. We have the big schools with the football field on campuses. With the, you know, we can give them money up the table. We say, hey, come on out here.
event Galaxy. We go.
Confidence is not a mindset, it's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X, get 5.9% APR on GMC Sierra.
This lady popped up whenever she popped up, talking cash money about that have been famous their whole life.
The other day on Joe Budden's podcast, there was a debate about the legacy of Kevin Samuels and the consistent success of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now, you can look at both of these individuals as somewhat of self-appointed relationship experts. At least that's what most people would consider them to be. Both have some level of evidence of giving advice to people either on podcast interviews or live shows in the case of Kevin. And both are notorious in the black sector, or at least in the black internet community, for being very honest and sometimes ferocious with their points of view, especially Kevin Samuels. Now, when you look at Cheyenne Bryant, she's equally as hard for men, although maybe not as wrong. But you get the point. But then there was a conversation started by Joe Budden, and he kicked it off by saying,